Well, everybody, today we're here for a little bit of a different kind of video. It's more carburetor work, but it's carburetor work on a Nikki. You've seen a lot on this channel, more on Hitachi kind of stuff. Well, we're doing a Nikki. This, as you can tell, not my car. This is my friend Matt's car. You saw it when we did the hot start solenoid fix. Well, today we're going to be showing you how to adjust the bowls. Currently, he has a front bowl that is way too high and a rear bowl that is way too low. So we'll be going through, leaving the carburetor on the car and adjusting those bowls. So we'll bring you along with us. Okay, so now that the air cleaner's off, let's show you how you can check your float bowls. Now, realistically, the car should be running, but so you can hear me, it's going to be off. There's a sight glass right here. Now, you will be looking in that. You'll probably need to shine a light. You want your fuel line to be just ever so slightly above the halfway mark. Then there's one at the front as well, right here. So you need to get them matched. Now, it's very important that you do this on a level surface. So that's why we've come to this parking lot, because it's a lot more level than our house. So once you've determined which is high, which is low, whatever it is, you'll need to take the top hat off of your carburetor so you can get down to your bowls. So we'll show you taking that off now.
That is a really big difference.
The top hat is off, and you can probably see down in there, that front bowl has a lot more fuel in it than the rear bowl. It also has a lot more sediment in it than the rear bowl does, but that's a different problem. Yeah. So if you actually look at this right here, hold it more level, you can see that that front, like, so it's upside down. So this one on the left here, that's actually the front bowl. You can see how it's closer, the float's closer to the top hat, and the other one is further up. That means that it takes more fuel to close the needle and seat on that one than it does with this one. So what we need to do is we need to now adjust the little tabs on these floats. So to do this, you can, here's a little better close-up if y'all don't understand how this works. This float is a float. It floats in the fuel. It pivots on this little rod. Right there is your needle that it actually pushes or pushes closed, and then it's just open when it's in its neutral position. So the fuel making this float, which it floats this way, closes that needle and stops the fuel from coming in right here and then going into that bowl. So what we need to do is go ahead, pull these rods out, and then adjust, focus, there we go. Adjust this little tab in the center between these two fins. So, since this one is, the float level's low, we need to bend that tab down just a little bit, and down being towards the bottom side of the float. So, by doing that, it'll allow this to go further like that before it closes the needle. So we'll let Matt actually do that here, because I need to hold the camera. So one thing to remember when doing this is you got to just make really small changes, because a little bit makes a huge difference. Yes, it needs to go. It needs to go up, which is down. Real straightforward, guys, right? That's probably enough. Let's set it back down on there and give it a look before we put it back on the car. So here's the pin.
Try to avoid breaking everything.
Oh man, I just took it apart with one hand.
I know. I'm blocking my own view here. It's not helping me. Oh, Jesus. What's that coming off the needle?
It's a little clip to hold it onto the thing. Just slide it into it. Okay, now let's hold it up. So, let's see. So, let's look at that one. Okay, that one looks about in the middle. Let's look at this. See, that's too high. So I'd say this could stand to go down. Okay, I think that one's good now. I just pushed it down a little bit more. Let's pull that one up just a little bit. Now, realistically, y'all shouldn't do what I just did where I pressed it down because it's really easy to go too far. But I have done this, I don't even know how many times.
You're saying you're a trained professional.
You could say that. I've never been paid to do this before.
See, this one needs to go down.
Yeah.
Like
Yep.
there.
And depending on how y'all bend this, it'll do different amounts. Like if you grab the whole thing and bend it, that's the best way to do it. But if you grab the end, it'll bend it and it won't. It's putting on a very fine point on the top of that needle. So if you bend just the end of that little tab, it may not actually move it much. Okay, I'd say that still needs to go more because you really want to kind of get them about level. So that needs to go up more. The rear one does. Well, the front, technically.
Yeah, I think that needle also jammed on that one.
Yeah, y'all still keeping up with us in the video world here.
So, down is up.
Yep.
Small adjustments.
Yep.
Still a little bit more.
Still a little more.
See what it helps if you look at it that way.
Yeah, there you go. That's a good shot for y'all. See how this one's still a little bit low? That's the one we think is just right. This one's still a little low. It needs to go up a little bit more. Yeah. So we'll show you to the end of this one, and then we'll put it back on the car and just kind of see how it looks. But this is a process that may end up having you take the carb top or the carb hat off and on and off and on and off and on a few times. We'll just show you the first one. The process is exactly the same each time. Now, one thing I do suggest y'all do if you think you don't have it totally right, when you put the top hat back on, all you need to do, don't hook everything back up. Just make sure you have it pressed down. I'd get up a little bit more. Make sure you put that center rod in that you connect your air cleaner down with, and then put like 2 or 3 of the screws back in just so that it's sitting flush, and then start the car and check it. Because if you think you're going to have to take it back off, you probably are going to have to take it back off, and there's no point in taking every single screw back off and doing every single linkage, because the car will still run and the floats will function how they're supposed to. Like that, it just gives you, it makes it faster to take it back off. Just when you actually put it back together for the final time, don't forget to actually put it all back together. That looks pretty darn good right there. I'd say that's probably about ready to go back onto the car.
Alright.
So we'll put this back on the car and we'll get back to you once it's running, and we'll just show you about where everything is. Okay, we're starting it up now after we just put it all back together for the first time. It was the stuff pulling it. Yeah, just so all this extra choke stuff was pulling it down a little bit. But y'all can't see the bowls, it's a little too dark. But now here's the second time you'll check each of these bowls to see how the fuel level is. So, wait, don't turn it back on. I shut it back off. So that's what you need to do to set the bowls. Sorry this video was a little structured, not as normal as the other videos on. We're trying to catch it before the sun goes down, just to give y'all a little bit of a video. So hopefully this was helpful. If you have any other questions on how to do this, just ask me down in the comment section. But don't forget to like and subscribe and check out the Instagram.